What's up, guys? Andrew back at you with another one. And today I'm going to be reviewing Super Mario Brothers, the movie, but this is more of a reaction slash review because me and my wife just saw this last night, and so I wanted to talk about it while my thoughts were fresh in my mind. So go ahead and hit that music. So, guys, I grew up a Super Mario Brothers fan. I was that age, when the NES came out. I didn't get it until a couple years later, but me and my mom and my little brother, we played all the Super Mario games, and so I'm a big fan of that series. I played them clear up until about the N64, and at that time, I'm driving. I got girls on my mind, so I didn't care so much about Nintendo anymore. But Mario's always kind of been a part of my life. Me and my wife, after we got married, we started playing the Mario Kart and the Mario Party games. So I've got an attachment to these characters. So I'm going to go over the plot just real briefly so I can get into the things I like and dislike about it. You've got Mario and Luigi, and they've just started their plumbing service, and they're not very good at it yet. So basically, there's this flood down in Brooklyn, and they go down into the sewer to try to fix it, and they get sent through this warp pipe. And Luigi gets sent, to this dark kingdom, and Mario gets sent to the Mushroom Kingdom. And in the meantime, you've got Bowser. He's taking over everything, as empires sort of do, and he's getting ready to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. But he actually is in love with Princess Peach or Princess Toadstool, whichever you want to call her here. And he actually wants to marry her, and that's kind of interesting. But Peach knows that this attack is coming. She doesn't know the wedding proposal's coming. Mario comes in, and she's like, "Hey, do this obstacle course, and if you can get it with me, you can go with me to the Kong army, and we're going to try to join forces and take out Bowser." So all this happens, and they get the Kongs to join forces with them, and they do have this battle at the end of the movie, and it's pretty climactic. But that's basically the plot of Super Mario Brothers. It's keep it simple, stupid. So first things first, when I talk about what I like about this movie, the colors are gorgeous. They really pop on the screen. This movie, you know, I enjoyed it. I'm sure my 64-year-old mother would enjoy it. I'm sure my 2-year-old niece would enjoy this movie just because of how bright it is and the vibrant characters. The characters in this movie and the settings really pop out at you with the colors. The world building they do in this movie is really immense, and I can't commend it enough for that. I like that this movie stays true to the characters. You've got Princess Peach who's kind of idealistic over her kingdom, and Mario and Luigi who come in. They're all Brooklyn. They're pretty alien to everything. Toad, he's just the ever-present companion there. Bowser, I really like in this movie. And we were talking, me and my wife, I thought it might have been David Harbour at first, but that second he starts playing that piano, and you hear that voice singing, you're like, no, that's Jack Black all the way. And Jack Black, I like him in some movies. Other movies he's just tolerable in. This movie he was all right. The one thing I will say though, in the games, I'm not sure that it's stated that he's in love with Princess Peach. They brought that plot point in. Tell me down in the comments, all you NES and Super Mario fans, if that's a thing, if that's why he kidnapped her, or what his motivations were as a character there. One of the main things I really loved about this movie was the universe tie-ins. This movie is so smart, and you can tell Nintendo was behind it because there are Easter eggs all over this thing. When Mario's in his room and there's punch out stuff, there's a big old picture of Glass Joe. They're there at the pizzeria, and in the arcade there's Jumpman. He was in the original Donkey Kong. He wasn't called Mario yet. He was known as Jumpman back in 1981. And whether it's characters that you see littered throughout the movie or music, there's a scene where Koopa's talking to his number two, and they're playing and da 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 da, that subterranean theme. Just really appreciated that. Mario gets a couple of suits. There's that cat suit, which I didn't really get because I haven't played any games. I guess it came in 2013, but that was kind of neat. And the Tanuki suit from Super Mario Brothers 3, where he turns into a raccoon and flies. I was hoping that would be a part of this, and it really was. And so, yeah, I just love all the tie-ins, all the music from the games. There's a scene where Mario and Luigi are going to a job, and the screen is side-scrolling, just like the game. And that was ingenious. And one scene that I just absolutely love is there's this antique store, and there's this kid buying an NES console, and the store owner tells him, "Oh, you're going to have to blow into it to get it to work." And anybody that owned an NES gets that and laughs at that. So, kudos to you guys for even acknowledging your faults with the system. So as far as cons about this movie, it's the voice actors. I'm not the biggest fan of most of these people. You've got Seth Rogen, who the only movie I've ever liked him in was Pineapple Express, just because it's dumb. He plays Donkey Kong, who's kind of big and strong and dumb, so it makes sense that that would be Seth Rogen. But you know, guys like Keegan Michael Key, who's in everything anymore, and he's funny, but I don't think there's anything too terribly special about him. Charlie Day, I've never liked him in anything. So this movie, Super Mario Brothers, is automatically my favorite movie that any of these guys were in. And the other voice actor in this movie that I wanted to talk about was Chris Pratt. I like Chris Pratt. I've liked him since Parks and Rec, really, and I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think I went and saw that Guardians of the Galaxy movie twice at the theater when it came out. But Chris Pratt is one of those guys who is dangerously getting close to being overused. He is in everything. And I think the movie going public are going to get sick of him after a while. And it's a shame because I really like him in just about everything that he's in. But yeah, he's pushing the line to being dangerously close. And, as a white Caucasian guy, he's probably more Caucasian than I am. Really the right choice to play Mario, this Italian American plumber. I don't know. I guess you need the star power to sell the movie. But just all these acting choices, I think you could have got better people, but I guess they needed the star power to get it done. But guys, if you like those actors and their voice talents, that's fine. I'm not going to hold anything against you. Everybody's got their opinion. I've got mine. But speaking of voice actors, Jack Black singing that Peaches song. I'm happy he got his first solo hit and that it actually charted and did pretty well. But guys, as you can tell, I really did enjoy this film quite a lot. And there was a lot of nostalgia in this movie, and nostalgia sells, but there was also a lot of heart put in this movie from the people who made it, from Nintendo. And so I can really appreciate it for that. I'm going to give this thing a 7.6. I think it's just a little better than a 7.5, but I don't think it's high sevens. So 7.6 for Super Mario Brothers, the movie. So let me know what you would rate it down in the comments. If you're new to Drew Reviews, I put out videos usually a couple times a week. And coming up next, I've got another family movie that I loved as a child. It's over 30 years old, so I'm going to see if it holds up because I've not seen it in a long time. And that is Suburban Commando with Hulk Hogan. So be sure to stay tuned for that. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, I've been Andrew, and I'll see you down the line.